Hello.
Good morning, everybody. What a day we've got today. First off, happy Easter. It is Good Friday here for us. So happy Easter to everybody. Though I am pagan, I do still believe in I actually believe in every religion. And so yes, we do Easter with the chocolate and the eggs and the
Any time to get chocolates and goodies.
I know,
Why
right?
not?
Yeah, so Kenzie did get new clothes for Easter as well, so we were a little bit practical for that one. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Travis. Good morning, Emily. I've still got a message back. Good morning, Linda. Squishy, I see you. I see you, Squishy. There's a reason why we have Squishy today. Good.
Yes.
Good morning, Travis, I believe. Sarah Bryce, hello. Wow. So,
hello, everybody.
Hi. I'm so excited.
My second elephant has arrived. Yes, I did the thing.
Hi, Yvonne. Awesome. Hi, Cookie.
Hi, nice to have you here, Keisha.
I'm mentally okay today, Cookie.
Hello, Keisha.
Yeah,
surprise, surprise.
Hey, you Pixie. We've got a big morning planned for you guys. Like, seriously, it has been such a crazy time. Deb, hello, welcome back. Nice to see you. Happy Easter to you. Jay, hello.
Hi, JJ.
How are you, my lovely?
Travis.
Chris is here. Hey, Chris. Hi, Lisa. Because I know Lisa's there. Kath.
Oh, they're all coming. Yay. Big day.
Kath, Matt, and JJ. So we've been working. One of the goals that I wanted to accomplish, especially for this month, so that everyone's got time to order, is one, we're going to be promoting a special event that is coming up in June. And the other one is we did the biggest art release.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So we can now boast. I'm pretty confident in saying we can boast that we actually have the biggest Pride collection of diamond paintings available.
Listen, and when you're dealing with the gays, it's got to be big and grand and bam.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely big.
It has been a very massive undertaking.
Yeah.
Chris, you're home. Cool. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Gwenda. I know you've been so busy.
Yeah.
We've missed you too, honey. We really have. It's like
Rose has been busy. Yes.
Yeah. I've started collecting the list of Jasmine Beckett's that I want to bring in. It's going to be an extensive list, but they are not all coming out at once. They will come out a little bit at a time. Travis, it has been an amazing accomplishment. It is not just me, but there is a new artist who's jumped in and helped out. There's been Hannah's been a major part. Libby's been a major part. It has seriously been a massive team effort across the board of 4 amazing women, including myself, because it was an amazing thing.
Definitely don't leave you out.
A great 4-way going on.
Yeah, it's just been insanely crazy. But we've done it. I finished at 1:00 this morning, getting them all up. So yeah, should we show the video?
I have to say, I really have to say that I think you are one of the biggest diamond painting companies that have the biggest selection in general of stuff that's out there, and not taking and having it available like without people having to freak out that it's going to be sold out or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's a huge accomplishment in itself.
And there's, I mean, as you know, Stace, you've seen most of my art. There's still a hell of a lot.
I know.
Yeah. But so this month was kind of like the biggest drop. We now have 550 diamond paintings available across the board.
Never enough.
So, and think about it, guys, when you are sitting there going, oh my goodness, I don't know, there's too many to choose from. I don't know which ones to choose. Imagine what it's like for me when I go to choose one. And I still have over 2,000 images sitting that you guys haven't seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Feeding a sleeping pup is funny. Yes, they are funny when they're sleeping.
Just wait till their head goes plop right into their food when they start eating.
So, Squishy, before we show this video, do you want to talk about the event and what it stands for and all of that stuff?
So my really layered event. I was waiting for that funny little joke. We'll be coinciding with my June Pride event in June this year, of course. It's not settled certain details. I'll just leave it at that right now. But of course, it's about Pride Month, and it's going to be about happiness and also the seriousness. And because of stuff that's going on right now, we had to bring the serious stuff up. We really didn't want to, but it's just gone crazy. So it's going to be a mix of both, and it's going to be held through my Facebook group with Angie, my co-host, and it's for the month. And you can do anything you want, any rainbow themed, anything with colors. There's no restrictions or anything. Oh, what's going on?
Someone. Okay.
Did I say something wrong?
No, I forgot to invite someone.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
You scared me there.
Whoops.
Carry on. Sorry.
Okay, old brain. Yeah, so there's no restrictions at any size, or there's no Google Forms or anything like that. It's very open, so just join us. It'll be on the Facebook group.
It's to celebrate it. It's not about prizes. It's about celebrating.
Yes, there will be prize, but, that'll be later. Just,
Celebrate. Celebrate with color and being different. And it's okay.
Yes.
Be yourself.
Yes.
So Pride affects a lot of us. I'm a very much a big ally. That's no secret. It's I'm loud and proud, and God help anyone who says anything negative to me about it, because but we all have someone who is affected, and this is the lovely person. I thought, I'm so sorry. Stacey had reminded me too, and I still forgot. I'm so sorry.
Poor Hannah.
I was just confused. Okay, I'm here now.
No more confused than I have been with the lack of sleep over the last few days. It has been, so Pride for me is very important. So I'm jumping on the bandwagon with, as well as Libby, who's soon hopefully sleeping, as with these three lovely ladies, and our lovely Squishy, and and Angie as well. And we're just going to get it done, aren't we? We're going to be loud, and we're going to be proud, and we're going to
make a statement.
So we're going to show this video. Are you girls ready? Because we're launching. Now let's see if you can pick out who the secret artist is. Let's see. All right, watch the video first. You got to watch the video first. I don't want to see any answers to who the secret artist is that we've been working with. Let's see if you guys can pick it up. So let's add this to. Don't blast it again. Yeah, this is such an amazing piece that we've done. Joanna.
Hey, Joanna. Getting sweet.
It's a long video, guys. There's a lot of images. Oh, my third son.
Lots of color.
Here comes Libby's. That more beautiful classic. I mentioned to him. I love these.
I do
Absolutely
too.
love these. It's the bottom left one, and these. And our favorite artist. What a launch. She really did. She really did. So on that note, I want to welcome, like Stacey and I have been secretly working behind the scenes with Hannah and Libby, and I'm
Thank
just,
you.
you know, we're becoming this unit. It's really good.
Yes, cohesion. Snuck it in there. I was just truly inspired. I really wanted to step in and do something because I'm not surrounded by it around here. I mean, I don't have people in the immediate area that are affected by it. So I wanted to do and help out, and I was honored to be able to work with people and be mentored by people, and I really, really do appreciate it. It does take a lot of work.
Yeah. So Stacey I wasn't actually going to release Stacey just yet, but because she did the Pride Art and I wanted to release it with all of this stuff. So there won't Stacey's going to be going a little bit slower because she's still learning, but she's doing great, and I'm very proud of how much she's accomplished. And it's good to have her on board. And we have one other unknown artist that's coming, and then that'll be the closed ranks for a little while because we've got stacks of art. Other than if we can get some big names, which one of them is being sorted.
Right.
So we're getting Jasmine Beckett Griffith coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was trying to hold it so much, and it's just like, there's so much I wanted to talk to people about, and I just couldn't. I was just
trying to gag her is almost impossible. You know that? Just saying.
Yeah.
Wow. But we've been having some very fun sessions behind the scenes, haven't we, girls?
Art, yeah, I love the art
Yeah,
sessions. It's so
art-wise.
much fun.
So let's talk about Pride, and let's talk about what's been going on, and let's talk about what we're hoping to achieve with this art, because a lot of it has, I've come at it from, and so has Stacey, we've come at it from an ally point of view, and so has Libby, but we've also got children or people in our lives who are affected by all these changes that are going on. You know, it's a huge thing, and I think we need to talk about it. And over Pride Month, I'm going to be coming out, and I'm going to be very vocal and very probably heated, because this is me, about how I feel about everything that and the rights that have been taken away. For me, there's a lot of, if you go and have a look on the site and actually look at all the names, we've right down to not just the artwork, but how we've named them is very much, we're making statements with the art. Pride is not just about rainbows, guys. Pride is about standing up for the rights of the LGBTQ plus community. It's about making sure that they are loved. We are all humans. We all bleed red. If I cut my vein, you cut your vein, you're still going to bleed red. So we're all humans. There is one race, and it's the human race. And it's about time that we stood up and said enough hate, and there is enough hate in this world. We need to stop adding to it. That's my view. Hannah, your turn.
Yeah. So for me, I guess it's a little bit different for me because for those of you who don't know, I'm gay and my wife is trans, and we're in the process of starting a family. And so the chance to create a Pride collection for me, especially because Rose just gave me the freedom to make whatever my heart needed to make, you know, and my heart needed to make a lot right now, I think. And I love to tell stories behind any of the individual pieces of art if anyone wants to hear, but each one came from, I guess for me, it was about showing the people, you know, like I just wanted to show the people that are in my community, and what it feels like to be in that community. And then also, you know, put in some pieces about some of the things that are going on, because it's been really rough. And I mean, it's been taking a big toll on our mental health, just watching it happen in the states around us and stuff like that. But I just really hope that people look at my collection and see things that they haven't seen before, and see sort of the genuine. I just wanted the people to feel real, I think, is the main thing that I really wanted from this. And I'm just really happy with what I made, and I'm just really glad to be able to share it with you all. And I hope that people see themselves represented when they haven't before, and but also just, you know, that also people who are not in the LGBTQ community just find meaning and beauty in the things that I made too. Yeah. And I tried to incorporate some like history and stuff like that maybe not everyone knows. So if you want to know the stories behind any of them, you can always ask.
I think out of all of them, your pieces are probably the most powerful pieces, because they're coming from a place, from someone in the community. We're on the outskirts. We're looking, I mean, yeah, they're all amazing pieces of art, don't get me wrong, but yours speak a lot more because you live this life. This is your life. It's not our life. We're just the allies and the friends that support you through it. So it's quite I think a big, like, we're going to be adding to it. We know this. We've already discussed this. We will be adding to more to the Pride collection. It's going to grow, and I have no limits on what art I'm going to have up on the site, because we need to speak up about so many things, and this is just the one where we've chosen for the next few months to speak about.
Oh,
So
thank you. She says, as a queer person, Hannah's pieces for this collection feel like queerness to me. And that's just really, that's all I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I agree. When you were saying that, when I was looking through all the pictures too, I most identified with Hannah's too. Because again, there's the thing there where we're kind of all in the same boat. And
yeah.
This is why representation matters, because even while yours and Stacy's and Libby's is fabulous, and we need it, and your allies and all that, it's when the person who's in the community does it, it's something extra there that you just don't get otherwise. That's why representation matters.
Yeah, it's like me with my autism pieces. They speak like if you guys were to do autism pieces, they wouldn't speak as volumes as much as what mine do, because I live that life with her every day as a parent. I'm a parent of an LGBTQ member of the community, but I don't live in I don't deal with the stresses, and neither does he, to be fair, because he's in New Zealand. So he doesn't live with the stresses that you guys live with. In New Zealand, it's inclusive. It really is. It's like we don't have this hate in New Zealand, and I haven't even seen it in Australia either. Like our premier of our state in Victoria has made it very clear, rights will not be taken away. We are not joining that bandwagon. And I was so proud. Like I literally jumped out of my chair and cheered because, it was such a big thing. And it breaks me that you guys are in this position from one of the biggest nations in the world, and they're taking away where's the land of the free? There is no land of the free. I'm sorry, it's gone.
It's just even just in the last couple of days, 3 more states passed bills that, it's just, I mean, I know I've said this on lives before, but we're, especially for my wife, Claire, because she's trans, that's the main focus of the hate by far right now. And we're having to start to keep a list of states she can't go to because she might actually get arrested, or states are making it easier to take your children away, even if you're just there visiting, the risks are really high right now. And
lots going on. Luckily, my governor of New Jersey passed a bill yesterday, just as a matter of fact, protecting trans people's rights. I
love it. I cheered.
Stuff. But there's lots of bad stuff. Just in, where was it? Idaho with the abortion. They're trying to now.
There's all of that everywhere.
Over the line, it's human trafficking. In Tennessee now, they're kicking people out for protesting on the floor, or it's
kicking people out of the legislature. Which is no,
and that's not even going back to crazy Florida. Sorry, Florida, but anyways, sorry, rant.
Oh no, this is what today's about. This, like I said, this was gonna, that's why there's at the start, we're gonna get very passionate about this because regardless, I mean, this is happening across the board. You have the trans community, the LGBT, the LGBTQ plus as a whole, but especially targeting trans. You have women's rights being taken away. You have I don't know if the black community, is it actually called? I don't want to.
The black community.
The black community, their rights are going to they're starting to be taken away. I called this months ago when the abortion thing all started kicking in. I said it's going to go the women's rights, and then they're going to start on the LGBTQ plus community, and then they're going to start on the black community, and they are, and that's exactly what's happening. We are going backwards, and I think I said to Squishy and somebody else, I think of Gilead. I really do. I see handmaiden. Yes, starting to freaking. It's scary. It really, really.
To be fair, they've been fighting the black community all along. It's not
since day one.
There's nothing new there.
With the black community now, it's very much it's cloaked in election issues and policing issues.
Yeah.
that's where the issues with that community goes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but one thing though I want to make sure to say too is like when I was creating my collection, it was just a matter of like, what is in my heart right now? I mean, there was definitely the anger, there was definitely the like wanting to stand up, but there was also just wanting to show the joy and the range of that, you know, like in terms of like queer friendship and the different kinds of queer love and the beauty in it, and just like, you know, different life stages and things like that. It was just
How can
really
love be wrong? How can love be wrong? Like, seriously, how can love be wrong? How did we get to 2023 and there be so much fucking hate in the world? Like, have we not learned from Hitler? Have we not learned from the wars? Have we not learned from all the hate that's been spewed up until this point? And now it's just escalating. You know, Joanna, that's just before we get too far down this track, because we know we're going to do, we haven't forgotten you, Stacey.
You're perfectly fine. It's okay.
I think all three, most of us get heated about this conversation
Yeah,
because
and
it's such a powerful thing.
Yes, well, I'm sure Stacey can understand too, because Jewish community is also generally a huge target in this country. Anti-Semitism is on the rise again.
like majorly. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I guess, like in New Zealand, you have, like we try. It's not as inclusive as it should be. You still have the Māori and the Pākehā, and the, you know, there are people that do that, but we don't. There are the big advocates who sit there and go, oh, if you are Pākehā, you can't be in our community, or if you're Māori, you can't be in our community. It works both ways. As far as I'm concerned, like I said, we bleed red. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care who you love, as long as you love someone and as long as you're happy. And, you know, but Stacey, what made you do the pieces you did?
So I think a lot of it started hitting because I wasn't expecting to do the Pride because it was coming up so soon. But then I started seeing a lot of Hannah's images, and they really were very powerful in a lot of the stuff that she had. I mean, all of them were very powerful, but I think the one that stood out the most to me was the police one where she was getting arrested or something. That one stood out the most to me, and I wanted to make a stand myself. And I'm not good at speaking out about stuff just because I don't follow politics and things. So the real thing that really, really stood out for me was the whole situation of the book reading. And so that's my political piece, was to have something like that in there, and just to rationalize that it's okay, no matter who you are, to be happy in the way it makes you feel happy. Express yourself the way you feel that you're comfortable. It shouldn't matter what other people are thinking. It's what you feel comfortable with, and how you want to express yourself. And I get that with Jackie a lot, because we go through this thing. It's not she supports Pride a lot, but she's into Furbies versus Nikos. And if you look up the differences between them, she gets offended being classified as one type of person, or one type of thing. She doesn't classify herself sometimes as a human. She classifies herself as a Nico, and then another time it's going to be a Furby. And I know it's probably just a phase, but at the same time, I want to give her the ability to be able to safely express herself. And she experienced the bullying about that in school because people are teasing her about it. So it's not the same situation you guys go through, but it's how she classifies and thinks of herself. And so that's a lot where my images of, the hands over the mouth and the children coming into play, because they need the opportunity to be speaking out, and people need to listen to them too. And not to feel that we have to hide ourselves to be able to express ourselves, no matter what that type of expression is. Children should feel safe in that type of an area and not feel attacked. And not everything is something negative or being implied on that child. So yeah, that's where a lot of my pieces came from.
See, for me,
Thank
Like
you.
we get it in the special needs community. We have the whole, it's the same mentality. This is the scary thing, is it's the same mentality. If you do not fit this mold that society, these leaders of society have set for humanity, then you're targeted. And when that's what it comes down to in a nutshell, regardless of who you are, if you do not fit that mold, Kenzie doesn't fit the mold.
Yeah.
We've done the rights, we've done there's been marches and stuff for the rights of special needs children. I'm working, baby, you have to wait. But it's been done, and it's escalating each time. It's school holidays. So
There we go.
it's common in the lives. But yeah, my wife and I have been together 23 years in December. There has been so much change for the better in the UK, seeing how things are in the States. Thank you all for being brave.
That's awesome.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's so sweet, Deb.
Now we just got to get that over here.
Well, the thing is, that it's always a one step forward, two step back thing. It was a few years ago. It was great. Everything looked like it was really advancing, and now it's kind of stepping back because there's always a backlash. There's a backlash with the gay rights. When Obama got in, it was a huge thing. Now why do you think you got Trump? Because there was a backlash about a black president. Women being much more vocal and just part of, I hate to say the community, but politics and all that. Well, it only has to be a certain kind of women they want, so there's backlash against them.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to say that a lot of the anti-trans legislation is also going to hurt all kinds of women, because what it's saying is that anybody is given the authority to scrutinize women's bodies and decide whether they look feminine enough. So it's like they can say I don't know, your voice seems too low, or your chest seems too flat, or you dress in a way that doesn't seem feminine to me. That gives me a right to challenge whether or not you can be in this bathroom. Or in what's happening in Kansas, they're now saying for children playing sports that anyone can pick out a child and say, I don't know, I think they're playing too well, or I think they're too tall, or I think they are too, whatever. And then they have to, by state law, now that just passed yesterday, they'd have to, that child, 8-year-old child would have to have a genital exam in order to continue playing sports because some person said,
to make sure they're the right sex.
Right. I mean, and so it's sort of it's not, and one of the things that I've heard too, is that, cisgender women in the Black community are bearing the brunt of this too, because, with the bathroom laws, a lot of people, even though they're cisgender, even if they're straight, people target Black women as suspected trans people because they don't think that they fit their ideas of what femininity should look like, so we're just, I think that that's something to keep in mind, is that when we start deputizing everyone to make these judgments about what a woman should look like and who is not a woman, then that endangers everyone, and it's and then one of my pieces too was a bathroom piece, and the thing that really inspired that one for me was Arkansas's new bill that will say that for a trans person to use what they consider to be the wrong bathroom is now criminalized. You can actually get arrested if a minor walks into the bathroom while you're in there. And it includes ever using the bathroom in the presence of a minor, even if that minor is your own child. as a trans person if they are over the age of 7, because I'm not sure what they think. Like, what is your child
Okay.
not around you at home? I have no idea, but it doesn't
I am a
matter.
survivor of SA. Okay. 16 years of my life, not something I talk about very often, but 16 years of my life, I was a victim of SA. I'm now a survivor. Let me tell you something. If a child is going to be abused and molested, 9 times out of 10, it is by someone from outside of the home that they know. And not one of mine were gay, not one of mine were bisexual, and not one of mine were transgender. Not one. And there is 16 of them, guys. Like, so
I mean, yeah, you think about the harm that because this is the other thing, is if you say that anyone can call the police on someone that they think doesn't look feminine enough in that bathroom, they can call the police on anyone, and then you are stuck in the position of having to try to prove, so
I
that kind of
naturally make testosterone higher than a man. Like, naturally, it's how I was born.
there's a huge range in
weird.
hormones, and like none of these
Yeah.
things are, yeah. So I mean, I think that that's a really, and again, the other thing is, like, this law in Kansas is really disturbing to me, because I mean, think about what happened with the American gymnastics team scandal, where it turned out that their doctor for the Olympics team had been molesting them for years under the guise of medical exams. And I just don't know why we would want to expose any children to unnecessary exams of that kind. It's just,
like, my child, you get a run.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the penalty for not doing it would be you can't play sports. And it's just kind of I think anyhow, I mean, these are some of the things that are going on, and I'm really glad that I was able to get some of these feelings out in the art that I created for this, and also just to show, I don't know. So like the one that I have called Young Love, that's one of the ones with the 2 teenagers. I just look at them and all I want to do is protect them, like they're just so obviously in that position of, like,
I cry.
teenage puppy love, and they're adorable, and I just want to let them have that,
Those ones, like, because you and I both have done ones based around youth, and like, I cried doing mine. I bawled when I put yours up. Like, yeah, at 11:30 last night when I was putting them up, going, like, seriously, I've got like cloth. I couldn't say, because that's my son.
Yeah.
That's her. That's my older daughter. Like, as a mum, all I wanted to do was reach through that screen and go, I'll be your mum. I will keep you safe. And God help anyone who comes at you, because I'll beat them to a pulp. But, like that. But those are the powerful pieces. Those are the pieces that speak to people. And that's what we've aimed for. You are not anything else to eat. Look, what have you been doing?
Playing.
She wants mama snuggles.
She does.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I have with what Deborah was saying, because she's saying how Speak Not of It was affecting her. It's very hard for me because Jackie's used to Christopher. She knows Christopher, and I think Christopher inspires her to be respectful also of Pride and to be supportive of Pride, and it helps her, make that connection. But she was showing signs that, hey, I want to be gay, or I want to be this person or that person, or that she's bisexual. And right now, because of where her thought process is, I'm comfortable with her deciding that. But once she's got more information and she starts learning about what's happening in the real world to really make that decision if that's what she wants. It's hard for me to help promote her to talk about it. I can let her talk about it as much as I can, but at the same time, I'm thinking I'm not yet ready and you're not emotionally knowledgeable ready to go in this direction just yet. And I hate having to tie her down from it, and it's something that, we can just, we do go to therapy. And so that's something that can be discussed. But I don't, knowing when a child is emotionally there to accept that lifestyle or the way that they want to represent themselves, I think is a very difficult thing for a parent or an adult to understand. When is the right time for them to be that decision, or are they still learning about their body and their desires and their needs and their wants and what they're comfortable in? So it's hard for someone like me to, I'm kind of caught in
Yeah.
protecting her from making a, I don't want to say a wrong decision, but an uninformed, unexperienced decision.
But I think one great thing is that for most of this, there's a ton of room to explore when you're younger. You know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it isn't, these things aren't like drastic, dire decisions actually for most of these kids.
Yeah.
It's like, you can try out, if you're not sure of your identity, if you're not sure of your pronouns, you can try it out, see
Yeah.
how it feels, and see whether that feels affirming or not. If that feels right or not. You can try out dressing in different ways, and even when it comes to like medical interventions, like the main thing that trans kids are asking for is just puberty blockers when it comes to the right age, so that they have time to figure it out and whether or not it's the right
That's
decision.
interesting.
And
Yeah.
puberty blockers are totally reversible. We actually prescribe them all of the time to cisgender kids when they go through puberty too early. Like when 9-year-olds start their periods, and we know.
Kinsey was on them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we just recognize that somebody is too young for puberty and they're not ready for it. Then of course we automatically prescribe puberty blockers. Been doing it for decades, knowing that it's reversible and that at any time when you stop them, they can start puberty.
Yeah.
So it's like most of
It's
these.
a health risk if you don't do it. If kids go through puberty too early, because that's why she was on it. If they're going through puberty too early, especially with girls, they stop growing.
Yeah.
So when the puberty hits too early, their growth is stunted and they don't grow to their full maturity. And you can tell by x-rays of the wrists, because we went through endless amounts with Kenzie. And so she was on puberty blockers for a small period of time. So why are they doing this? Like, why is it such a big freaking thing to let a kid be a kid, then figure out who they're going to be?
Yeah, and it's also, I think the safest thing too is to just let them, if you let them explore, then they can figure it out, and then they have room
and support them.
But the
feel it out.
the other thing that's hard is that when she's around other kids that aren't in that position and she's expressing those, and those kids aren't ready. So that's where,
That's
so
what I was going to say, because we've spoken about this a little bit, but not a lot.
yeah.
I think, you let them, as Hannah was saying, let them do and be however they want. Because, again, you don't know everything when you're that young. The only issue I would see as a parent, which I think is your issue, is outside of the home. Because you're dealing with other people's feelings and danger sometimes, or and hurt feelings and fights and all that kind of stuff. And that's where you have to the only place I would say you step in would be explain this to her, that if you say this stuff, some people might not like it and they might attack you or hit you or say certain words to you, and you have to know that this could happen if you were going to say this to them. So you either have to be prepared for that, or just save this stuff for home for right now until you're older to more form everything. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's different for different people in different locations too, because there are safety issues for kids in some areas that don't exist for kids in other areas, you know? So you also have to figure out how to help your child explore their identity in a way where they're not going to get exposed to
the negative.
Yeah.
not just the
Well, we're in
negative.
the
I mean,
Christian
they're going to get
area,
that, but
so
there's actual like physical safety risks
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You know,
The most
like,
important thing is to be safe at home, though.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
Safe at home.
even
is,
if you can't let them do this outside the home, you have to let them express themselves however they want to in the home.
hmm
Yeah.
Support them in home. Home should be for any child, and sadly, it's not for every child. But home should be the safe place, the place where they can
Yeah.
be who they're going to want to be, who they can like. I've always been of the opinion I've set morals and ethics in my children. Like out of everyone here, I'm the old. I have the older kids. I'm the one that's got oh my god, I'm the experienced one here. But anyway,
Yeah.
so like with Bridie, I let her do things that other parents wouldn't have let their children do. But out of it, by the time she got sick, she had already lived a life and had gone through changes and morphed into this beautiful butterfly in who she was. And Jordan is the same. Like I'm watching him out on his own, discovering who he is, but knowing he has mum here anytime to come home to and be safe. Like if New Zealand went the same way as America did, the first thing I'd be doing is pulling my son the hell out of New Zealand and some of my daughters. So, like that's just the way it would be. I've got a friend's daughter who calls me mum, and she's gay, she's lesbian. And even like she's looking at coming home to this mum because she's not feeling safe in New Zealand.
Yeah, I was just going to say, sorry to interject here, that's something really important, that if any of you out there know somebody who is, again, gay, trans, whatever, and they're not in a good space in their own home or anything, if you can, make sure you're there for them, and that maybe you could take them in, or you could support them in some sort of way, even just emotionally, because a lot of times people might think that, but sometimes maybe they wouldn't think that, because if the home situation is bad, at least they know they have somebody who's on their side, and that's really, really important.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research. There's a lot of research that shows for LGBTQ kids, especially if they're not accepted at home, that having one supportive adult makes a huge difference in terms of their mental health risks and things like that. Like one supportive adult, even if it's outside of the home, will even just one can actually make a huge difference for them.
Well, it could save their life.
Yeah, it could save their life. It's completely true, because that is what we're talking about here in a lot of cases.
Did you know that the risk of unaliving is extremely higher in the LGBTQ plus community because of the bullying? And if your child's bullying, let me just say this: if your child is bullying, please look at what you're doing to make them think that that's okay, because it's not. Because it goes back, as far as I'm concerned, it goes back to what they're learning in the home.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's a very big statement to make, but if your child is bullying, what bullying is happening in their life to make them think that that's okay? Like bullying has never been okay in my home, ever. Jordan was being bullied, and then he became the bully, and that was, as soon as, like, within days of me finding out, that was nipped in the bud, and it's never happened again. And so you need to be the parent that says, this is not okay to bully someone else's kid just because they're different. It's not right. There are so many, when you go down the spectrum for Pride Month, we talk about there's so much that comes into it: the bullying, the unaliving, the mental health risks, and with the officials doing what they're doing, they're bullying. What they're doing is bullying the LGBTQ community, and especially the trans community. That's what they're doing, because you do not conform to the way they want you to be. Therefore, you're going to be bullied. Yeah, it's not acceptable. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I'm glad, Chris, that you brought up that it is like a life or death issue, because it really genuinely is. You know, I was suicidal when I was younger. Both Claire and I have lost friends that way. I don't know if you have, Chris, but I think a lot of people in the community have lost friends.
I'm not in the
It's-
community, honey, and I have to. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
It's, yeah.
yeah. I've mentioned my neighbor often in previous lives, like, you know, she was transgender, beautiful woman. I used to go and hang out at her house in the after when mum was busy, or just to get away from mum, to be honest. And she would do my hair, she'd do my makeup, she'd do my nails. She was a beautiful person. She was murdered in her home because she was transgender in New Zealand. So, like, you know, it's just,
Yeah, the statistics for the queer community is really bad for a lot of things. It's for violence, for homelessness, for
Substance abuse.
assaults, you know, sexual assaults, because people prey on people in vulnerable situations, and
Yeah.
a lot of times little children that might appear to be gay or lesbian, they're preyed on because of that way. You know, and bullying, everything. All the statistics are the highest on our group because we're vulnerable people, you know, in that way, because society hasn't come as far as we'd like. So that's why all your allyship is so important to us, and the friendship and the reaching out to other people, especially the younger people, is really important.
Yeah.
and did you know that in Tonga, whakalete, which is a male who is transgendered, it's a male who's transgendered to a female, they're actually revered and considered sacred.
Wow.
Why can't the rest of the world get on to this kind of?
I mean, that's true in a lot of
How can a
cultures.
small little island get it right?
There's
Yeah, and the rest of the world just fuck it up. Like,
But Chris, I feel like we haven't heard. I want to hear more from you about like your event and what you want for
yeah,
it.
sorry, we've kind of got on the
What
political.
is your?
Oh no. Well, I'm kind of almost taking a backseat to Rose on the event because she's so gung ho about it, and that makes me happy. You know,
Oh no, it's your thing. I'm just going along for the ride.
I'm
I'm just going
oh no, I don't mind because you're bringing the energy and the seriousness to it. I'm just bringing the. I want to do something happy because life sucks for the most part, and things suck. So let's do something happy, and you know, again, like I said in the beginning, it's just easy breezy event. That's it.
I'm sorry. I did warn you that I was
No,
getting
it's important.
Yeah.
No, see, when you rile me up or someone riles me up, then I'll rile them. But
Yeah. I did warn Squishy, like, when I started doing the art, that I was going down a very deep, dark rabbit hole, and that I was getting, because I was just getting angrier and angrier, and I'm angry for humanity, and I'm angry. As much as I'm an animal activist and I will fight for the rights of animals, I will also fight for the rights of humans as well. Like, those are my two biggest passions. And it was really good to get into some very, very deep art and go down that political rabbit hole. And I haven't done political art since I did Houdini. So, and Tusks of Love. So that was really, really good. But even then, it still takes you. You've got to be careful because it takes you into a mental dark. Yeah. And these girls got to see my mental health art therapy the other night.
Yeah.
At 1:30 in the morning, just digging myself out, because that's how I do it. That's how I do it. And,
But I think, like, to Christopher's point, like, it's good. I mean, I'm really glad that we're talking about the issues because that's so important right now. But I also want to make sure that people know that there's, I mean, if you caught the video at the beginning, or if you want to go look through what we've got, you know, there's a lot of just really loving and beautiful images too.
Yeah.
You know,
there's always
so
happiness,
much.
there's always sadness, there's everything in the middle.
Yeah, there's so much to celebrate.
Yeah.
It's and you know, queer life is all of those things, and you know, like, I mean, as like when I think through my own emotions working on the art for this collection, like as angry or as sad as I've been about the transphobia and all of the stuff that's going on, it was a chance to just celebrate just the
Life.
and the amazing,
And
beautiful experiences also that I've had as a queer person, you know, and like, so the one that Rose chose for the main image for
The thumbnail. Yeah.
the thumbnail, yes, that one.
I love that one.
I
I
do.
named that one the best part of everything, because it was just it's that moment where you're just snuggling and you're just together, and it's just the best part, you know,
Yeah.
like that kind of
Feeling
feeling.
safe and loved and
You know, a lot of heterosexual couples don't find the love that you have found with Claire, or that other members of like other couples that I know in the community have found. They don't find that.
Well, and you also don't have to be a couple. I mean, I think queer friendships friendships among queer people are so strong and tight as well, you know, because you're like,
it's
I
very
don't know.
raw. It's very raw and to the heart.
It can be very hard to build friendships from a cisgendered person's view with a transgender person, because they've been attacked so often.
I mean,
by
it depends.
Yeah. But I mean, the ones that I've befriended have become such an important part of my life. Hence why I'm as passionate as I am. But it's taken a long time to build their trust up with them. And like, there's this whole don't call me cis from those that are born female, and say, like, seriously, guys, it's a label. Get the hell over yourself. I don't care. Yeah, no, like, it's just the things that it, you know, it's words too many in my head right now that I can't say on a live.
Can I do my canvas reveal?
Yes.
You want to see what I'm doing for the event?
Yes.
Yeah.
What have you got?
My friend Miranda, who's one of my closest friends, sent this to me months and months ago. And I wanted to do it, but I had to save it for this event because I just love it so much. It's from Distracted by Diamonds. And look at...
Oh, the pride
Oh,
and
that's so cute.
yes, he's wearing the little scarf and the flags of all the different people. That is so cute.
That's really cute.
I was sitting at the airport yesterday, and I was just so happy to see these people. There was like, ended up being 4 of them coming out from their planes with their luggage, and they had the pride ribbon wrapped around their luggage, and I was thinking, oh, it's so surprised, like, what the hell?
Again, baby.
Man, I was just like, oh, this is so cool. Just seeing and it was the pride ribbon. It wasn't just a rainbow ribbon. It was pride ribbon. And I was like, oh, and like, I just gave them an extra big smile as they walked past me, you know, because I was just like, I want them to know that I, you know, kind of in some way noticed that the ribbon, and I just gave them that extra big smile. And I was just like, because I was like, you know what? We could all do with extra smiles. It didn't matter. I was in freaking agony with my back, but I still gave them a big smile.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I love that. I actually have that one too because someone sent it to me. The Puffy Gator. I think Puffy Gator as an artist does such a great job with all of the different holidays and things like that. You know,
it's
fun to see all of those. Yeah,
I'm doing because I will be starting this near the end of May because I've got something else to do at the beginning of May. But I've actually gone this way.
Beautiful.
Phoenix.
Very pretty.
So I'm doing half of this is being done or as much as I can get done for the Phoenix event for Nix's, but because of the name of it and because of the rainbow colors in it, this is my official one that I'm doing, because it's from ashes we rise, and I think how fitting right now that this is.
Beautiful, Rose.
That's what a phoenix is.
It's beautiful. I chose, so I've already placed my order for this one. This is the canvas that I'm going to work on for
It's
Pride.
Oh,
beautiful.
pretty.
This is the one that I called my refuge. And
Yeah.
Love that one.
yeah.
I knew you'd see my message because, like, she goes, "Now, can I have this come up soon?" I was like, I'd already planned to sit up all night and get everything up.
I was sure
And-
you were going to, but I was just impatient. I wanted to order my candles. Yeah, I was choosing between that one and the other one that I would really love to do at some point is
Yeah.
this one, Pride as a Protest.
I love that.
Because with this one, so like what I love about this one is that she is the strongest figure
In it.
in that image, you know, like, and you know, she's one of the people, like countless activists who, you know, they choose to get out there, they choose knowing that they're probably going to get arrested, and they choose to get out there because they need to, you know. We see that in Chicago all of the time, and so I really love that, and I feel like it's an interesting contrast to my like other sort of political piece, which was this one, where with this one I wanted it to be more, sorry, there we go, to be more about you can see her vulnerability going into the bathroom and the way that this male officer is just looming over her and scrutinizing her. You know, I mean, it's, yeah, it in that one you're showing more the vulnerability of
Danger.
It
and
broke
the
me.
danger.
I was thinking, oh my, yeah, I went to a dark, that image did take me to a very, very
Yeah.
dark place.
And that's happening
as
to
a-
people, you know, and but I wanted to have both of those, you know. There's like the difference between getting caught, being forced into a vulnerable and threatened position like that when you don't want it at a private time, when you're doing, you just need to pee, which is the title of the piece, versus when you, that same person can get out there and be the strong person out at the protest, being the strongest person there, you know, like, and we are all both of those things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me like I just doing the pride art and you and I talking about it so much, and I was kind of like realized I'd kind of dropped the ball on my own event for autism a little bit with regard to hitting hard out at the stories and the information behind it. So I've been doing a few of those as well. And once again, it's rainbows. Like I love the fact that these two, because for me, these two communities are very connected in a lot of ways. And the rainbow connecting them just for me is beautiful. Like I love that so much. And and the reason why it connects for me is because I actually know a few transgender people who are on the spectrum.
No, my
So
wife is. Yeah.
Yeah. So they struggle not only with being on the spectrum and being ostracized for being on the spectrum, they're also having to battle this big battle. And it's hard for them for some of them, you know, imagine if it was Kenzie. Let's put this into perspective that most of you understand. You know Kenzie. What if she decided that she wanted to be? I mean, she's very feminine. She's very much a girl. That's her choice. But what if she chose to suddenly, you know, that she wanted to cut her hair and be a boy, and she could find ways to express this. You know, imagine how it would be for her if we were in America, how it would be for her to try and keep her safe in a world that is anti-autism and anti-trans.
Especially if they keep trying to send you into a bathroom where you are announcing yourself as trans just by being in there, you know.
Yes.
That's the other thing, is I think that people forget about like the dangerous side too of like, you know, according to these laws, like my wife Claire, who you know, is very much a woman and is very much perceived as a woman, if she were like, she's supposed to use the men's restroom in a transphobic area, in which she would be walking into a private space, a closed off space with men around and announcing herself as trans just by walking in. And there's definitely
advantage.
There's risks of, I mean, there's incidents of assaults that are happening in these states where because when a trans person does follow the law and use the restroom that the state thinks that they should, they stick out like a sore thumb, and people immediately don't think that they belong there. And there have been incidents of violence, and yeah, and like you said, like you just can't. You think about that in the case of an adult woman, but what about if you're talking about someone like Kenzie, like,
yeah,
how does she stay protected in that kind of vulnerability? Yeah.
I think that's why there's, in this kind of situation, there's two kinds of people that do this kind of stuff. There's the ignorant, and then there's the hateful. Ignorant people are probably just really, honestly, I'll say misguided and thinking that they're trying to do the right thing. But most of these people are not. They're just hateful people. They don't think about all these other consequences, as you were just saying, and about the genital checks and all this other crazy stuff, how it affects all the women. They don't actually think about this. That doesn't enter their mind, because their main aim is to hurt trans people or women or whatever group they're going after. That's their main aim. The cruelty is the point, as a huge saying here in America. Cruelty is the point. So what the effects on everybody else outside of that, including themselves, like how would they feel who they're railing against trans people? And like you said, so they're going to go in the bathroom with someone who's basically a woman. How are they going to feel when they see that? They can't comprehend this in their own mind. They're just so focused on the hate.
Like I know there's a guy on TikTok called Goose, and he is very much a man. Like, he's very much a man. He's got a beard, he's got the balding head, and he looks great. Let me just tell you that right now. And oh my God,
testosterone therapy does pretty amazing things.
I'd say this.
My bathroom, I'd be going. I mean, the fact that I know who he is beside the point. But if I didn't know who he was, I'd be like going, "Why are you in my bathroom?"
Especially for women who would really feel threatened. Like, a man could probably just like be weirded out. Women would feel really threatened by that if a man someone looked like a man,
when it comes to the gender checks, unless I'm sleeping with you and I'm having a sexual relationship with you, what you have between your legs is none of my business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's.
And also, a doctor doesn't need to look at it unless there's an actual health reason, and especially if you're a child. Especially if you're a child. Like, just... I
would smack anyone. Like, seriously, I would come guns blazing if they tried to do that to any of my kids. I would. Like,
that's how perverse this is. It is so perverse that they think it's appropriate to do this to children.
No, that's not.
The other thing is that they're just so sure that it would only ever happen to the people they think are the right people,
You can't classify that, though, because...
Yeah. No, but I think, like... what was I going to say? Never mind.
We get on these tangents.
I was going to say that there are some, let me say just this, there are some really hot trans men out there, which I'm looking at something, and then all of a sudden it gets to a certain part, and I'm like, well, I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, very impressive.
But there's and vice versa. There are some very beautiful and stunning transgender women. I met this woman, and I'm jealous that they look the way they do.
I know, right?
It's like, God damn, wish I looked that good at 50. I've said to people, and I say to people, when you're transgendering, it is not, and Hannah will be able to back me up on this. It is a long process, and it is a very painful one, physically, mentally, and emotionally. It is not something that is taken lightly. It is not something that you just jump in and go, I couldn't tomorrow sit there and go, I'm going to change my name to Ross and I'm going to be a transgender man.
Mm.
It's not that easy. It's like you can say that, yes, but there is a lot of therapies that have to be done. There's a lot of surgeries that need to be done. Depending on how far you want to go with it. Respect is what I get when it comes to someone who is transgender, is freaking respect, because I don't know, like I went through a breast cancer scare 15 years ago and was looking at double mastectomies and hysterectomies and the pain and the emotions that went along with that as a cis woman. Like, imagine, like, like the thought of it, just the pain, the emotional trauma of it.
Oh,
And
sorry.
no, you go.
Continue on, Rose.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just saying we've gotten a request for Stacy to tell us more
about your inspiration behind Speak Out and Be You.
Yeah, and everyone else, if there's any that you're looking at that you want to hear stories behind.
Yeah, well, the only one we can't answer for is Libby, because she's not well at the moment.
Yeah.
Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're right. Mum duties first. I remember doing an overnight in Colorado Springs, and there was a drag competition that night. I tell you, some gorgeous woman in the. I love RuPaul. I do. I love watching the bitchy sessions behind the scenes. It's the only reality show that I do.
Okay, sorry about that. Which one was it that you were wanting?
Oh, Travis was asking about Speak Out and Be You.
With the child, that one basically is to try and express that it be comfortable being able to speak out, being the true person you are, even as a child. You, even though you're a child, you still have a voice. You still be proud that you're speaking out on what you believe, and just be you, be what you're comfortable being.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it was coming in, because I always put Jackie in my mind when I try and do things, and like she's comfortable being her, and she's not afraid to dress the way, even though society, okay, I don't agree with it. Nothing matches, one sock on, two different colors. But she's comfortable doing that, and she's comfortable expressing to her teachers, hey, I want to, I'm a furry or whatever. And I'm like, are you okay? Do you want me to talk to the teacher, or do you want to talk to the teacher? And she'll be like, I'll do it, but just let him know what's going on. And I was like, okay. So it's making the younger comfortable when they're at that, that age where they know how to communicate,
Yeah.
comfortable being able to do that, because you're going to need that growing up, especially when they want to go down a route that society doesn't agree with all the time. They've got to be able to speak out. And I was always like hush hush with everything. Like, anytime when I was younger, anytime we went by somebody that was homeless or somebody that was different or odd, oh, don't talk to them, because they're bad people.
Yeah.
And I know in California, in LA, that's kind of, you got to be careful, period. But it's very hard for me to go around thinking everybody's like that, and I try not to. And I'm trying her, like, not to think that way, but also to protect herself. So
I think it's beautiful.
yeah. You're welcome.
I think we've all four of us artists have come at things from different avenues, which has been beautifully done. We've covered a lot of bases in the art, but like I said before, I think, Hannah, yours, just because you're in the community, yours just, I was sitting here in tears putting out some of them last night, because they just touched my heart and soul so much. And I think it's because I'm a listener. I will sit and I will listen, and I listen to my friends tell their stories. And my transgender friends are all over the world. And it just listening to what the fear that's emanating in the community, fear for your lives and your safety. And it just, and children, like the parents of, like, I've got friends who are parents of transgender youth, and just being their ear when they need it, because at least that way they have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Travis is asking about Marsha, which was one of my pieces, and
Hi here.
yeah, he said, Hannah, I love Marsha. What an icon.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, that's Marsha P. Johnson, who was a she was I mean, she didn't really
In her
like
time.
she didn't like to define her gender, so but she's considered a trans activist for her time, and it's around the time of Stonewall, and she's just a really important figure in that history, and so when I was trying to think about like what from queer history I wanted to include, like she was the first person who came to mind, also because she has such an iconic look, you know, like I knew like she would be recognizable in an image, and I'm really glad that you like that one, Travis. Like I really enjoyed making that. Yeah,
I'm really
Can I ask Stacey? I want to hear about what?
I'm sorry.
Chris,
I wanted to ask Stacey about to her explain what I call the reading rainbow picture. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one with them on the chair reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that that's the most predominant thing in the news, and that stood out there for me. That was the most political, and I wanted to make, like I said, I'm not one to speak up or speak out or have experiences like this, so I wanted to be as vocal as I could, and I'm a risk taker, so I wanted to get something that would make such a huge impact. And before I put it out there, I talked both with Chris and Hannah about it to see what they thought. And, there was some varying concerns where, okay, it might give a wrong interpretation on what we're trying to mend children into. And personally, that wasn't my take on it. And that's not what I wanted people to get. I wanted people to get that it's okay to dream. It's okay to imagine. It's okay to be who you are. No matter what's going on around you. And I wanted people to feel, especially the children, to feel safe, like it's okay and to feel safe. And they don't have that right now. And with everything going on, I felt that that was the strongest image I could do with Dream Big Little One. Dream. You can dream whatever you want to dream, and that's kind of where I was going to go. I was going with it.
Yeah.
And Hannah had a little bit to do with it, with her two very, very political pieces, because I saw that and I was like, that hit. That's what hit. And that, because the first image I did was the little girl with the rainbow with all the other little girls with their hands over. And I said, I don't want it just to be like, they don't want us speaking up. They don't want us to speak out about it. And so when I saw that, it kind of put a different perspective in my mind. And I said, I want to do something dramatic to put my place in it and to put my voice out there as well. Because who knows, I might have somebody, in that position myself. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I appreciate the feedback from the both of you too.
See, I loved the different avenues, like, because like when you put all the art together, when I put it all up on the site, and I went back and I had a look at it, and just looking at from mine to Hannah's to Stacey's to Libby's, and just looking at it, at what we'd accomplished. Like, I mean, I had it the children being made homeless. I did some based on the suicide rate. There was just like so many different aspects that we managed as a group of artists to cover for this event. You've got the cutesy rainbow girls and I did I wanted to do the happy trans youth, because I wanted them to be that's what they should be doing. They should be smiling. They should be happy that they are who they are. Like, that's what I was trying to portray in those images. But when I was doing the suicide rate, I think I was talking to Stacey and Squishy at the time. They were rocking me. They were just so painful to read the statistics.
Yeah.
And use them in the art was just, yeah. But we've done well, guys, and I'm so proud to call you guys. Yeah. And
got
Squishy,
some
I hope we've done you proud.
I've got some cute fun ones in there, but I want it to be more of the I was getting hit more on the dramatic emotional side of things, and that's what I wanted to share. That I felt that was the right time to do it. But thank you.
You did wonderfully. I'm very proud of all of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Hannah, what did you think of us non-community members? What was your, because like it's a different, you've heard what we thought of yours. What did you think of ours? Honestly, Gil, honestly.
I mean, it was very different, I guess, from, I think, art. I did feel like you could really see the difference between coming from within the community and not, you know, just in terms of like, yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's hard.
Like the emotion behind it, it's a different type of emotion.
Yeah.
It's a different type of emotion, but I think it's also hard, like when you know, people are trying to imagine what it feels like, you know, or imagine what might speak to people. It's different from you know, I mean, well, just what Rose said at the beginning, from what comes from like a personal experience, you know. And I think like one thing, you know, that I hope I was able to offer is also just sort of a range of experience, you know, and yeah, the ways in which you can be experiencing the difficult stuff, but there's also just so much resilience and joy in the queer community, and it all gets bundled up together, you know. And I yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it's just different when the art comes from
a
within.
cisgender person rather than a, yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed a huge difference, like from your art to our art. Like there is a huge difference. And but the main thing I think is that we've all done it with love for the community. And I think that the main thing that people need to understand, that every artist, and this is a really good example of this, every artist interprets things differently in their own personal things that they've gone through, what the communities they're in, they're affected by. And like mine came from very much a place, I think, of mum. Like it's very much a mum. All my images have very much got that mum vibe to it. Like even when I look back, and I was just like, well, yeah, it's very mummish. Like, but I think, yeah, the main thing is we've all done it for love, for the community, even though we just like half of us or three quarters of us were actually allies, and you were the only one that was that's actually in the community. I'm very blessed to have you as part of the team, and I'm very blessed with the artwork you've done. And that's what I was looking for from you. And you did not let me down at all.
I think it's also part of it too, is just that I had a lot more to draw on, in the sense, not just in the sense of experience, but in the sense of like, because I think we all ran into the same question of just like, when you're a visual artist, how do you portray that someone is gay, or that someone is LGBTQ, or things like that, you know? And
especially when you take the rainbow out of it.
If you take the rainbow out of it, or if they're not kissing, you know, then how do you convey it? And I think that
But see, that's what.
No, go ahead, Chris.
I was just gonna say, that's the one thing I loved about your the one with the black ladies, the older
Yeah.
women, is because you could take that lots of different ways. That doesn't have
Yeah.
to be like a lesbian couple. Like
Mm.
I took at
Yeah.
it like, and also you're not black yourself, so you know
Yeah.
a black person could take to see it differently from you as well. So that's what
Yeah.
art's about.
Yeah.
And I took it very much as they could be a couple, but also a lot of I don't want to sound stupid, but from what I've seen, a lot of Black communities are very tight, especially with the women. And that's something you would definitely see in that kind of community with an older generation type of thing, you know,
Yeah.
during times of hardships or stuff, they really come together. And that's what I saw in that. And that's why I found them so powerful. And it wasn't actually like a lesbian thing, it was like strong Black women keeping
Yeah.
themselves together, you know?
Yeah. I think there are a lot
I
of ways.
think
And also,
also-
yeah,
Sorry.
like that it's I really wanted to make sure too that there were images that weren't like I said before, that represented queer friendship, protection of queer people, of each other, and things like that, because it's, you know, I mean, sometimes we think it's about who you have sex with, but that's
No.
really only a very small part of it, you know? And so
Not everything is about sex.
Well, exactly. Sometimes it's just about, it's the bonds that are created. And that's like the most powerful thing of humanity is we require, yes, we require physical touch, but we also require the bonds that we make. And that is the one thing, like, I'm trying to get established a little bit more in the community that I'm connected with, but especially with us behind the scenes, is the bond. Because we all work so closely together with art and stuff. And it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you sleep with. It doesn't matter what's between your legs or what color your skin is or who you worship. You can create those bonds with people so easily if you just let yourself. And if we all bonded together, this world would be a lot more powerful than it is.
Yep.
Do things with love, not with hate. That's my...
Yeah.
You know, there's a saying, don't go to bed angry. Don't step out in the world angry either, you know.
unless it's protest time.
Yes, then go out. But not violence, just anger.
No violence.
No violence, yeah.
Oh, wow, Sandy. That must be hard.
Yes.
Oh, Sandy, just, you know, love, we are all here for you. I can't do much from here other than be a voice, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it. Inclusivity starts with you, and for me, it starts with me. And it's one thing I've always said that I wanted for my company and my business is for it to be inclusive. And I started that off with the pagan and pride, and we're gonna grow that because I want this to be a business that stands up for everybody.
Amen.
And I have a great team that are similar in thought, so it's great.
Well, and now we have, like, I think what's wonderful is that there's just such a huge range of things that people can find what speaks to them, or like what Christopher was saying, is like, just because something's in the pride, labeled as pride, doesn't mean that that's what the image has to mean to you in terms of, you know, like it's all, I mean, just
because it has rainbow colors in it, that doesn't mean it's gay. It's just happiness.
But yeah,
Pride can also be standing up for what you believe in, being proud of yourself, being proud of the person you are, having pride in what you do, like, and what you get through on a daily basis, whether you're in the LGBTQ plus community, whether you're Jewish, whether you're just you know, be proud, take pride in what you do and who you are.
I just noticed there was a hair on my canvas under the plastic. Just I am cat. So on a good note though, for those who have been asking about the Jasmine Beckett Griffith stuff, I've just got the all clear that my supplier is happy to print them. They also supply them, but I want them done my way. So
Excellent.
that's a good thing. That's what I was doing over here. I had him on and he was messaging me. So. I have free flight benefits, so if we can send around the country, then we will. Fair enough, Sandy. Fair enough. If you are, regardless of where you are in this world, if you feel isolated and alone right now, and it is quite common feeling, I think a lot of us, even me recently, have been dealing with the fact that I feel isolated because I actually don't have many people physically here in Australia, and I got very, very homesick, and I had a bit of a breakdown over that recently. You know, I don't see many people. You guys are my people. You guys are so much of a part of my day-to-day life, but I don't have many physical people in my world because they're all in New Zealand now and I'm here. So if you feel alone and you feel isolated, please reach out to someone, whether it be one of us, whether it be part of the home. If you need someone in the home of Rose Proffitt Creations, we have a room available. We can make a private room for you to chat with a small group of people as well. That is pretty much inclusive environment, and we would love to have you, and just know that you're not alone, because we all need someone. We all need to reach out to people.
Yeah.
It's a hard enough world without us going through it alone.
Yep.
And I should practice what I preach.
You do.
I try. I do try. Yeah. Sorry, I've got a hive just up here.
Okay, woman.
Oh, it's a pressure hive. Like, it's just one from my bra strap. It's just been breaking in new lingerie. What a woman knows. If you're a woman, you know, breaking in new lingerie.
Yeah.
I've lost about 15, 20 kilos since I moved here, and I decided it was a good time to actually buy some non-granny looking stuff. So
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been in mummy panties and bras for a very long time, and so it was very nice to try on all my nice new stuff yesterday, and which I didn't spend a lot on because I got it through Temu, and it was good quality stuff. So I'm quite impressed actually. Yeah. Tea tree oil actually makes me react. It's not normal hives. It's part of the CSU. I get them in random places all the time. So, but yeah. So, is there any, like, we're winding down, we're down to the last 25 minutes. Is there anything you want to say, Hannah, that we haven't covered? And
I'm really glad you gave me a place for my art. I know that some of this, it's not only that other companies wouldn't be interested in it because they wouldn't see it as marketable, but also just that I don't think they would go there with some of the images, and I'm really glad to have a place to, and I don't know, I think it's also like, this was good. It helped me with getting a little bit braver in the personal expression in my art too. And at the end of the day, what I really want is just for I want for people to find things in this collection that they haven't found before, and that speak to them, and that give them that expression. And I think people will. So yeah.
Well, we definitely didn't go quite cutesy, I think, as a lot of other companies have done. I've never been known for cute. Like, I swore black and blue I'm never going to do cutesy art.
Says the person with the dragons and the little leaves.
Yeah, no, I was just going through your website this morning. Well, 75% of it's all cutesy.
I know.
It's very cute. It's very cute, cutesy.
Yeah, there is some very dark stuff coming. It's more adult themed fantasies kind of, and mental health pieces coming. Because for me, I express myself with art more than anything. Like as you guys know, because you and Stacey were talking with me, and I think Christopher I spoke to as well. I was on I've been on a bit of a dark spiral emotionally, and so I just let it all out in the art. It was 1:30 in the morning. I think I felt a bit at 5:30, and I just let it all out, and it was good because I woke up yesterday feeling so much more refreshed and not burdened by it all. So yeah, it's but it is my honor, and I'm very blessed and happy and humbled to have you as part of this team, Hannah. I really am. It's I've been watching your art for some time. I've encouraged you for quite some time, and I just I've loved watching you find yourself in the art world, and it's beautiful to see. And you've got a voice, use it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to use it.
Well, and we do have some cute art in our collection for sure.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, there's something for everyone there.
Yeah.
It's a
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm wondering if we're going to have our Pride Parade this year, as they blocked all our drag shows. I bet they are. I bet they're sitting there going, "Why did we do this?" Hopefully, it'll bite them in the butt.
Yeah.
Karma is coming, people. Karma is coming. Squishy, any final things that you would like to say in regards to everything? If we haven't our skills haven't taken over the show too much.
No. Sure. Well, I'll first say thank you, Ro and Stacey, Hannah and Libby. I love you all. You're all wonderful ladies, and thank you for being my friend.
We love
you. It's fantastic.
We love you.
I'm honored. Can't have it any other way.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting me personally, but also Pride. And we love hearing all your stories, even the sad ones, because it's life, and that stuff has to get out there. Again, it's June. My Facebook page, Travis, you're cute. Just have fun.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Chris is I think I missed the part. I was trying to figure out how to get into the call. I missed the part earlier where you said who's co-sponsoring the event with you.
I'm co-hosting with my friend Angie, but there might be more people coming on later on.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think you haven't met her yet. I don't think.
Not like this. Not to talk to. I've seen her around.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
We will be definitely having you guys frequently over Pride Month, that is for sure. And anyone else who's part of the LGBTQ plus community who wants to come in, these conversations, I really want to open my channel up as part of the event for you guys and give you guys the avenue to have these political discussions, because we all know I'm not afraid to do them. I don't care for numbers. I'm not a statistic follower. If people don't like it, there's the door that way. Stage left.
I have a big mouth. I can't keep it shut. I just can't. So.
No. It's kind of I just don't do the hide behind the curtains. I'm quite happy to stand up and be the loudspeaker and go, here's my channel, use it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me too. Everybody go on the website, go on Rose's site, look at all the artwork from all the 4 ladies, because like they said, there's all different kinds. Even if you don't get it for the event, that you don't have to get it for the event. Get it for down the road. I mean, there's so much. There's the political stuff. There's I love Libby's stuff because it's much more romantic. And a lot of Rose's stuff, especially with the men, are very what's the word? Sexy kind of, a lot of sexy men. So if anybody's interested in
sexy mermaids.
So there's a lot of different kinds of artwork there. It's not just, again, the rainbows or, political. There's lots of stuff you might like. So go check it out.
Yeah. And if you're wanting something that's just got a little cutesy rainbow, go check out some of the other events, because I'm checking there's a puppy one there. I know I'm pretty sure I put the there's a one of mine with a dog and a puddle with a rainbow behind him kind of thing. And there's like lots of and the autism and the phoenixes, all rainbow.
Yes.
So if you're not going to do something so political, go check out, like, Hannah's got rainbows in hers. Libby's got, we love rainbows, okay?
Yep.
It's just color. It's color and happiness. You know, oh, that's good. I think
Take
Stacey,
care, Cindy.
Stacey, you're up. What do you have to say?
I'm up. Well, I just want to say it's been an honor working with everybody, and I'm so thankful that I was able to be in the community with you guys and learn and put my 2 cents in terms of the art, and also be able to be supportive and share with others as well. So, you know, I come, like I said, from a different perspective, and it's a safe way to express. And I appreciate you for having the environment to be able to do that, and feeling confident enough and strong enough to put the art out there that others wouldn't. So I was very happy to see that you were going strong and hard with this positive stuff, but making a statement. And I think I'm honored to be part of that. And so thank you. And I just want to give a good shout out to Libby. I hope you're feeling so much better. We really missed you because we
Yeah.
really needed you here. But I hope you're feeling better.
I mean, I also want to say I've been having a lot of fun with Stacey and starting to do some art together and stuff. And so, yeah, it's really good to have you here and you know, making the art with us. It's really fun.
Thanks.
And you have so many. I know people haven't seen very much of your stuff yet, but you have just so many good ideas and like.
No.
Yeah. There's a lot of really. I mean, you've definitely got a perspective that's different from any of ours too.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of going out there with some of the stuff I'm doing.
Yeah, it's going to add a lot.
Yeah, I like to be influenced by stuff without realizing I'm being influenced by stuff and interpreting. So yeah, that's
what
really
we all do.
When I mentor people, and this is Stacey and Libby will both tell you this, as I've been mentoring them, is like I really push them to find their own style and their own inspirations and stuff, and they're both starting to grow with it, and I'm loving it. And I didn't have to say that to Hannah because she was well established by this point. So, yeah, like we all art in the same place, and it's in the same spaces, so we get to see a lot of what we're working on. And it's like the other night when I was doing the dark stuff, I had to let them know I was actually okay because I could see how dark it was getting, and it just kind of spiraled down, but then it started coming out the other end, so it was all good. But yeah, I want to thank you all. I want to thank Squishy for being the yearly advocate, all year round advocate, really, but hosting this event every year. Angie, I think last year, I said to you last year after the event, I felt that you'd been let down in regards to stuff, and I swore black and blue to you then last year that I was going to make up for it. This is me making up for it. I'm not ashamed I'm not afraid, and I'm not ashamed to stand up and be who I am. I've never professed to be anyone else but me on this channel, and that's not going to change anytime soon. Where this company is going, who knows? We're growing organically, which is what I love. We're not pushing anything. It's just going where it needs to be. We've had a few teething problems. We're 3 months old, and look where we are. There's over 550 canvases on that website in 3 months. That is a lot of team effort and a lot of work, and not to mention the cups and the notebooks that are going to be coming up soon, and the posters that are coming out, and oh my god, it's just insane.
A really good amount of orders in that 3 months too.
Yeah. It's been
you know,
we've I know that there's a few people who out there who felt let down because the canvases haven't arrived quick enough, and that was out of my control, and I'm not going to apologize for that anymore because I've already apologized enough. There's sadly I've lost some friendships through it, but at the end of the day, I can only do so much, and we are onwards and upwards. Things are moving faster. Shipping's starting to get rolled out again for that big order. We just got some through last night. They come in, they go out. That's the thing. That's how it works. So keep an eye out. If you're expecting orders, if you have received the off to the printers we go, that means that the supplier's got it. So the next email from me should be your tracking number. And those that have been caught up in the hold up have been given a special code to use for a discount. So please use it. Thank you guys for providing a safe and supportive place for us. Hey, there's never, I've always said, when I started this channel nearly 2 years ago now, it was always my plan to have this. Is the girl in pink with the dragon I saw before on your site? Yeah, as a DBK. Girl pink with a dragon.
Send to the business page so we can look into it.
Yeah. Seriously, like the art kind of blurs after.
Yeah.
And I've had a whole week of uploading stuff. I can't even remember what I did, what I created last week, let alone what I did.
Yeah. Send it, Cindy, send it to the business page. We'll look into it. I can research that. Or Rose can.
Yeah.
I like us the video. One more time.
Yeah. So we put the video on again. Let's do that, eh?
Yeah.
Lots.
Turn the volume down a little bit. Just because I know we've got people with headphones.
Yeah.
She might be an elf. Is it? I'm just trying to think. Honestly. I know I did the witch, the pink witch with the dragon is up. If it's one I did last week, she's up. I'll show you guys those at the end of this.
Once the art slows down, which will probably be never, I'll start adding the names of the images, but it's just so much to do.
This was always going to be a big launch, this one, with all the Pride stuff. So there was just no going back.
Yeah.
When the art slows down.
Exactly.
That's like saying stop breathing. I love that top right one of mine, please open their hearts. I love that one. It makes me cry every time I think of it.
Yeah. These are some of my favorites.
Even got boobies in there, Hannah.
Oh my God. Speaking of that.
I saw.
My cat just came in desperate to say hello.
I love these.
Mine was curled up under my desk. I think he's moved since.
I just jumped off my desk. Oh, my lap, I should say.
I really love the romanticism feel of these. These are
Yeah,
beautiful.
Libby has
I love
such
the
a
one on the
romantic
bottom
cat.
right with the
Yeah.
armor.
I like the middle one.
Oh,
It's just like when you see them all like this, and you sit there and go, you can see where we all came from in different aspects,
Mhm.
And just seeing that, I love these. It's just
Yeah.
not
It's just so peaceful and like happy place, and
Yeah.
you're safe, and we've got each other type mode.
I love these too.
yeah, this
So-
is very now. This is what you see on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, those remind me of the Rebels. But the soft side of them.
Yeah.
And Kate
Absolutely.
Blanchett.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does look like Kate Blanchett, doesn't she? Kate Blanchett in pop art.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And because then we have our lovely Stacey, who's literally taken the bull by the horns and run with it. See, every couple of months, every month these guys get a list of what's coming up and what we need art for, and they just get to run with it. It's great fun. We're definitely a unit team, that's for sure.
Which is nice
Yeah.
and very versatile.
And I was bringing in other artists to work with me, thinking it would lessen my workload.
Yeah, normally I'm used to like when other artists come in, we used to have like what 6-10 of them that I used to do,
Yeah.
Hannah, I'm like, oh boy. I think she was the first big one outside of Rose. And I was like, okay, let's get back into business mode.
I mean, Rose told me to,
Yeah, I
told me
love
to
it
bring
all.
it. So
Yeah, bring it. I want you guys to bring your A game. Like, it's the whole thing is to make sure when we've got, especially when we've got points to make, that we get these points across. And
Yeah.
I love political art. Like, it's one of my like, there's some of my old guerrilla stuff, which I've got to try and work out how I'm gonna upload them actually and do that the reverse thing and see if I can get some new art out of that. So we'll Hannah be doing some IVF stuff for October.
is October
So in
IVF month?
October, Kath and I are doing a event that is based around women or parents who have lost children, who suffer infertility, miscarriages, stillborns, even older children who have passed away. Which is where if you guys go back and look at some of that dark art, you'll see I've got the woman in the grey mourning. That's for that event.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with that. So I was gonna July. We'll put that up in July. So sort of next month, I was kind of going, right, these are the next events coming up. You know how I do it on our little group.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, Kath, I guess we will see how the IVF experience goes over these next few months and, what I have to offer at that point. But yeah.
And just know you're not alone, because like I did a different form of fertility treatments than you did, but I still know the emotions that go with it. And I lived it for 20 years. So please know that you are not alone.
I mean, we're still really early on in the process, and it's kind of different from a lot of people's experience, since we're doing it like because we're an LGBTQ couple. That's what's put us in that space instead of fertility issues. So we haven't gone through the losses and the miscarriages and those things.
Trust me, love, the emotions that go with IVF, regardless of what aspect you're coming at it from, are still going to be very similar. So
okay.
Well,
I will
see woman with shots in the butt.
From my experience, for sure.
Hey, mine went in my belly. I've gone from shooting up my butt to shooting up my belly these days.
Well, see, the thing is that Claire already has experience with hormone injections regularly, so hopefully,
you'll be shooting
ready for hearing that next month.
I'm not injecting hormones anymore. I'm injecting like stuff to help with the CSU, but it's going to be interesting. So the one that I do this month, I do at the doctor's surgery, and then after that, I do them at home. So it's going to be interesting to see Rory's face when I start injecting my belly.
I would be interested in seeing Hannah's art when she's, in a safe spot, in time to see what her art comes out.
Beautiful pride-related pregnancy art coming through. I can just
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would really love to do, which didn't make it into this Pride collection, but might make it maybe even for the IVF collection at some point, I really want to do portraits of families where the trans man is the one carrying the baby. There's a family here in Chicago that they just took the most amazing pictures when he was pregnant, and it was just like just fabulous. And they're also activists who got like birth certificate rules changed in the state for all of us and things like that we're going to benefit from. But I was just really inspired by the photographs that they took, and that's something I would love to do. But
so what
we'll see.
What we're going to do now is I'm going to just bring up the website and give everyone a quick run through of what's come up that's new. I've done a major cleanup of the site that happens before I even start uploading. Oh my goodness. It's been a lot of work. But worth it. I would not change it for the world. Okay, so here we go. This is from the newest, working backwards to the older stuff. So obviously Stacey's was the last stuff I uploaded, so that's the first you're going to see if you go newest. And then we go into Hannah's. And I'm just going to scroll scroll through so you guys can have a quick look. And then we've got Libby's, and then mine. I mean, mine, I did heaps. So you'll see that we are who we are, know ourselves to be. I'm beautiful no matter what they say. Lesbian and proud. These ones are based around rainbow youth. I'm
You're
unbreakable.
my favorite one of your collection.
Sorry, which one?
Love the rainbow. That's
Love
my
the rainbow.
favorite.
Yeah.
She's a cutie.
I love
I
the
just-
express and all that.
Yeah.
I wanted to, this is how I think they should, this is how they have the right to be. This is like, that's where I was going with these ones. So, and of course I went, did some old styles, and I love this rain umbrella and rain kisses collection. It's just beautiful. These ones I added two, Stop Making Me Choose Your Way. So my statements are very much in a lot of the titles of them. Please God, open their hearts. Disowning me wasn't the answer. Do my feelings not matter? So it's just, I'm still your child. They're just some of them are just very, very powerful in the words more than stuff. So I just went down a different avenue. That was all. I love this anticipation. Like, it's just, yeah. And some of these Reunited Souls, these ones down here, they're also, I believe I've popped them into your Rude, Nude and Crude event.
They fit.
So, sorry?
They fit.
Yeah. So that's
I
all
like the mermaids. They're my favorite part. The last mermaid one is my favorite of yours, Rose.
Yeah, I do. I very much was inspired by Boris Vallejo art piece, which I actually used to have hanging on my wall. So, so this is like the whole of the. We're just going to quickly scroll through this one. We've got Cordelia, Lucinda. We've got all the Pride stuff in here as well. This is in the new arrivals. There's 4 Tree of Lives, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we've got some more Pride stuff, which you guys have already seen. I'm just going to scroll through. These are, if you do them from newest, it goes from the last added. Got Yellow Ducky, Chimpanzee, Baby Lion and Flowers, Cosmic Lion. I love this Cosmic Lion. It's one of my favorites. Jeremy, I've also started on your Giddy Up event. So we've got Celtic Horse, Elegant Beauty, Deep Beauty, Carousel Horse. We've also got Beauty in Black. Those who like the big pussycats, we've got Portrait of a Tiger, Orange Ruffy. I redid the endangered animal one from last year. Love it better than last year's, just saying. Snow leopard with blue eyes, baby blues. We've got cheetahs. We've got a puma. We've got some, obviously some elephants. We've got lots of pride art. There's like lots and lots of pride art from all of us. So we're just, and the lilies are up. So this is the last style of this style because I've changed how I do them. These ones, they will not, the next ones will not look like this. They'll be slightly different. I've just changed them a little bit. They're a lot more cuter, I think. So this is the Lord of the Rings lilies. You've got orcs, you've got Smeagol, you've got Balrog, you've got a ringwraith. Falcor is not, he's a lily, but that's never ending story. Saruman, Merry, Pippin, Gimli, Boromir, Samwise Gamgee, Legolas. I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, okay, guys? Sue me. Aragorn, Bilbo Baggins, and Frodo. We also have Gandalf in there somewhere as well. We have Medusa. She is up and available. We have more Pride stuff. We have My Heart is Fine, which can be used for Pride as well. But it's just, it was an emotional piece, that one for me. And we have a Viking King. The AC/DC ones are up. Angus, Bon Scott, Phil Rudd, Malcolm, and Brian are all up there. We have these ones are kind of like border Pride, border Rude, Nude and Crude. I was kind of mixing and matching. Swan Lake. Bubbles are really cute.
Yes.
He's just adorable. Looking forward, we've got Black Panther. This is Carmen. This is actually based on Stacey's dog. There's some Pegasus up there. There's got miniature schnauzers. Forgotten is actually based around my first car ever, was a V-dub, and it's now buried in the beach at Bailey's Beach in New Zealand. It was turned into a beach buggy. So that's kind of like where that comes from. Amethyst, we have some my first release of the more traditional fantasy.
Hannah's gonna leave. She's not feeling
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting dizzy.
Oh no, you go, love. You go.
But-
Definitely. Thank you for
so
coming.
thank you for having me, and I will catch up with you all later.
Bye, Hannah.
Nice. Thank you,
All
Bye,
right,
Hannah.
everyone.
Bye.
Love you. Bye bye. So we've got these 2 female mermaids and 2 male mermaids. There is traditional normal mermaids coming as well. Black Crows. We've got the start of the pagan series, guys. Celtic pagan series are coming up. These are all actual gods and goddesses. Fury of the Moon sets up. I think my Grim Reaper is up. There's the rainbow paddle splashes there. And of course, we've got the Lily Dragons. The first wave of those have come out. There'll be a few more added next month and the following months. We have Trapped, which is about female slavery. Yeah, that person as well. We've got First Egyptian Goddesses up. We have Fairy Bella. We have Gladiola, Corvette. We have Trapper and the Butterfly is up. Right down with the pink nose. I got the pink nose right this time. The Goddesses of Easter, and of course then there's cups, guys. Like there is, Stacey has been fabulous and done lots of
Not as of late. I got to get this new stuff up, but yeah.
so this is like stuff that was released in the last couple of months, has all been put onto cups now, and they are all, including the lilies, so you can have cups matching and stuff as well. So they're all up there as well, and we've got, so there's artwork. All of this artwork is also available as canvases throughout the site. I have cleaned up the site. I'll just do a quick skim through. Got Ollie the Squirrel. He's up. I'm going to be doing a new one up soon. And there's some of Hannah's stuff because Hannah's still in the new section because she's only been up for a couple of weeks. So we've got more of Hannah's art.
My Snow White.
Yeah. Now, some of you have been asking when Snow White is going to be released. She will be released at the end of the month or beginning of next because, it needs to be done. So if you've been waiting for my version of Snow White, that's when it's coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Choo
We're
choo.
missing an image there. We'll get that sorted. So, yeah. So there's just so much to choose from. We are going to be also doing notebooks and stuff as well. The new page, the front's been changed. The order process is here, guys, and completely with my update of where we were at as of 3 days ago. It's my turn to be the featured artist, so this time it's me, and this is what I've chosen to feature. You've got about us, so you've got about me, you've got about Libby, you've got about Hannah, and Stacey still has to do hers.
I forgot. I didn't realize. Hey, I've been busy. I'll put it up there though.
Yeah. It should, the link to post is in the group, and it should be up there. You need to win the lottery.
Mm-hmm. And I'll have a post also if there is stuff that you want to see on other merchandise. I'm getting that up as soon as the live's over. You can always post whatever it is that you're requesting on whatever media, and we'll do what we can to make it happen for you.
But we're getting the cups updated, the
Yes,
posters,
the
and the
cups
books
are
done,
party.
and then new stuff will start coming in. So once we're caught up to all of that stuff, it doesn't help that she gets my art fired at her all the time because the merch is just for my art. So that gets fired at her all the time. And good night, Chris.
But if there is a specific image or something, then I'm sure we can work that in somehow.
Cindy, if you go to the main page and actually scroll down a little bit to the featured products, you'll actually see her on the main page. She is on there. Yeah. So yeah. So so that's where we're at, guys. The shipping numbers are starting to come in for the 71 canvas order, and the other stuff's already in production from the last order, and there, because it's Easter, I'll be doing an order on next week, another big order as well. So we're getting there. We are, now that the shipping company's caught up and the supplies caught up, now we can start catching up a little bit more. We've been doing pretty good. We're only like 2 or 3 weeks behind, so it could be worse, but we're getting there. Those that are for the auction, they are starting to roll out as well, and so are the endangered animals as well. This will be the last time I'm doing the endangered series, as a subscription. I don't know if I'm going to bother with subscriptions next year, to be honest. I think I just like the idea of making that available for everybody and not limited. So, yeah, that's a wrap. Good night, Sarah. Sleep well.
Good night, sweetie.
Right. Anybody got any questions before we leave? Anyone got quick questions for Squishy or Stacey or me? Hannah's gone, so we can't ask for Hannah, but yeah. Ask away. You got 2 minutes, and then we're already over time, but that's okay. It's been a great. I was thinking an hour, and we've gone to that whole conversation, eh?
Once we get opinions out there, it's hard to shut us up, you know.
Yeah. It's for me. It's not so much. It's more to do with the whole human rights thing. Like just in general, it just gets me going every time. I get very, very passionate, very, very angry about people being treated horribly. So
Yeah.
it's because I have a heart, I think. That was an intense live, but I love it. Oh, I'm glad you loved it. Heads up, guys, in Pride, we're probably going to do a few more of these base kind of ones as well. So
yeah.
Questions? Well, thank you, Hannah. If you're still listening in the background, thank you so much for coming. Squishy, thank you for letting us be a part of this journey with you. It's your event. I'm just taking over. Sorry.
I'm good with it.
Thank you for inspiring.
Work for me to do.
Just tell me to rein my head in if I get too bossy. Like,
Good.
you do the fun stuff. I'll do the serious stuff.
Yeah.
Great
It's
team.
all good.
Everybody go to the Facebook page. Join, please.
Yeah. Yes. Go join the Facebook group pages and be a part of what the action behind the scenes. We all have a lot of action going on.
Yep. There will be some fun, colorful stuff though. I'll let you know that ahead of time.
Yes. And come Wednesday, we will be back onto the autism wagon. We're going to be showing you I've got some finished art. That I'm going to show you guys. It hasn't been released yet, but will be released very soon. And yeah, we'll be talking. And I'm going to hopefully be having, if I can get my A into G and actually remember to message her. Hopefully we'll have Uncrafty Crafter on and talk about autism and the good things about autism and stuff. So we have that, and because we'll have Kenzie in and out as well. So yeah. All right.
Yay.
Anything you two want to finish off with, or you're all good?
Good.
I'm good. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate everyone's support, and I'm open, and I just love the community, and I appreciate being welcomed by everybody. And Christopher, thank you so much for being you and inspiring me to want to be included with all this as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and Travis was there too. Love you, Travis.
All right, my loves. Haere kia kaha. Bless your bums. Have a safe and happy Easter. Do not drink and drive.
Yes,
Eat
happy
lots of
Easter.
chocolate though. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.